basically the squad came into Carton House last night and then had a fairly light run out this morning, mainly organisational for about 30 minutes. With the challenge of the 6-day turnaround, rest and recovery were the key elements over the last 48 hours, so that's been a major concentration for the S&C staff during that time. So we went out this morning. A couple of guys actually didn't train. Cian Healy put in a fairly heavy shift at the weekend, and he stood out of the actual running part of the training, but he did some scrummaging. Also, Rob Kearney stood out of training this morning as well. He took a kick to his calf, so he didn't participate at all, but he will train hopefully on Thursday. In relation to the few injuries that were around last week, neither Owen Redden nor Luke Fitzgerald are available for selection this weekend, so they're just continuing their recovery and would hope to get some game time in their provinces next week. The same goes for Tommy Bowe and Donncha Ryan. Neither of them will actually play for their province this weekend, but again are hopeful that they'll get game time next weekend. In relation to Paul O'Connell, Paul, while he observed training this morning, he didn't participate. He is still recovering from a very heavy chest infection, but he's making progress. And again, we would be hopeful that he will train on Thursday. Like, he's up and about since yesterday. He was up at breakfast, so he was up all day yesterday. He's up all day today. He was out in the fresh air. He's been quite vocal last night at last night's review meeting, and again out on the pitch before they started to train. So I'd be pretty confident that he will make full recovery and be available for Saturday.
Just on Jonathan Sexton, that break late in the first half, it seemed to kind of lift what seemed like quite a kind of a dour first half. What's your own assessment of how he played, and he looked like a man kind of out there with a lot to prove?
Yeah, I think Jonathan is obviously a lot fresher coming into camp. He had a good break. He had a week's holidays, I know, in Dubai 2 weeks before he came in, and he then went back in our first week, and he played a pretty starring role against Toulouse, where he scored 15 points, including a try, and also set up another try. So he's in really, really good form. He's flying. I think he's fresher than we've seen him, I think, all year. His place kicking, I think, was top class. He missed, I think, one out of 6. And obviously the break was pretty crucial in that it set up the try for Andrew Trimble just before half time to go from 6-3 to 11-3 and give us that little bit of breathing space. So really playing well and in really good form.